Should be live. Alright guys, I should be live now. Hello everyone, my name is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly and we are here to preview Manchester United's Europa League quarter-final against FC Copenhagen. Now this video will be a little bit of a shorter one for you guys watching, so maybe you're rejoicing, maybe you're thinking thank God for that, it's not 1 hour and a thought, 1 hour, nearly 2 hours as it usually is. But for you guys that want it long and would like to call in, I do apologise. I can't do it as long as usual. I can't have anyone on today. I'm a busy man. I've got some stuff that probably I should be doing right now instead of this, but I decided to do a stream because I missed out last time. I didn't do a match reaction to our last Europa League game, so I really thought I needed to get this preview out for you guys, and I wanted to do it. But welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Welcome United Hub, who created the thumbnail, by the way, and this is a new thumbnail that I'm using, so make sure you let us know what you think of it. Let us know what you think of the thumbnail that I'm using, what you like about it, what you not like about it, just any sort of feedback. And thank you as well to United Hub, really appreciate it. Footy Live, Kasim, Tom, all you guys, RB Comps, thanks for joining. I know RB Comps, you're going to be a little bit sore after your Champions League exit yesterday, man. I'm sorry about that. I know, listen, Ronaldo couldn't pull you out of the fire. Ronaldo couldn't pull you out of the fire yesterday. Do you think he's going to leave? I'll ask you that. Do you think Ronaldo's going to leave after this season? Let us know. And Red Devil Studio G, how you doing? I saw you were live doing your preview. Make sure, guys, if you haven't already, go over and check out his preview if you haven't already. Great preview on there. I didn't actually catch it, but I'm sure it was really, really good, and I'll be watching it straight after this. So make sure you check out G's preview on Red Devil Studio. But yeah, as I said, I wasn't the one that made the thumbnail, but it's a new thumbnail. So make sure you give your feedback, and United Hub is in the chat there. He's got the little spanner, he's the mod in the chat. So if you want to give any feedback, give it to him, because all props to him. It wasn't me. I don't have that sort of skills to produce that. So as you can probably tell by my thumbnails, but yeah. That's that. So as I said, unfortunately I won't be able to get any calls on today because I'm quite busy. I've actually got some stuff that I probably should be doing now, but instead I'm with you guys. That's just the determination and the compassion I have for my loyal subscribers. Anyway, let's skip all that. Let's get straight into the preview. And as we go through, please give your thoughts on anything I say, and also your predictions for the match ahead, because it's Europa League quarter-final time. When was the last time we were in a Europa League quarter-final? Back in 2017 is the correct answer, if any of you said that at home. I'm not sure who we played in the quarter-final. I think we played St Etienne maybe, but yeah. Yeah, it was St Etienne, wasn't it? Or was it Celta? No, Celta Vigo was a semi-final. Yeah, it was St Etienne. But or was it Bruges? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Does not matter at all, because we're in the quarter-final. We're against FC Copenhagen. Very strong favourites to go through. Very, very strong favourites to go through. But a bit about Copenhagen. Obviously, they got through their last match against the best Turkish side. And you know what? They were very, very good in that match. I watched that match. They were absolutely fantastic in that. And, you know, they've actually got a former Manchester United player, Guillermo Varela, who, can you believe it, is 27 years old. That is mental, really, considering you felt like he just burst through under Louis van Gaal as a youngster, and now he's 27. But probably when he came through at Van Gaal, he must have been like 21, 22 maybe, so, or maybe 23, let's say 23. But yeah, listen, I think Copenhagen, they're not a bad side. You can't be a bad side to get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. And I think they were in the Champions League last season. They were in the Champions League. So, or maybe they even came down from the Champions League this season. But they're not a bad side. I think they're the highest ranked Danish team. They're the highest ranked Danish team in Europe. And they're not going to be a bad side. So for me, I think we've got to look at that and play a strong team. I think some people will say that we could probably still rest our front three and play Daniel James and Igalo and that, which maybe we could. But are we willing to take that chance, realistically? Are we willing to take that chance? I think silverware would be absolutely massive, even though there's not as much pressure if we, as if we didn't win. We didn't get third this season, because if we did qualify for Champions League, the pressure would have been there. But right now, because we got the Champions League qualification through the league, while silverware would be nice, obviously there isn't that added pressure, which is a good thing in my opinion. It's a good thing. I don't think I would have been able to sit through a Europa League campaign with all that pressure on it. I don't think I'll be able to sit through it. But look, a silverware for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for me would just be amazing to see. It would be so amazing for all the haters, all the doubters of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to see him lifting that trophy. To see him lifting a trophy, winning a European trophy. Yes, it's not the Champions League, but it would show a step in the right direction in terms of winning mentality. You see, this team, a lot of people were saying they're bottle jobs. A lot of people were saying they weren't good enough. And we got over the line just about, to be fair. We looked like we were bottling it towards the end, but we got over the line just about in the top 4 race. But if we win a trophy with this team as well, it can show really good winning mentality qualities. It can show that they can go through a competition and win a trophy. So that is something that every United fan wants to see, and we've got a very good opportunity. I think our path to the final is looking like Copenhagen and then potentially Wolves or Sevilla, and I feel like we'll probably get Sevilla. I don't see Wolves beating Sevilla, but they're not a bad side, Wolves. I'd hate to come up against them, to be honest. It would be the 8th time in the last year we come up against Wolves, which is just ridiculous, but I think Wolves are a tricky side to come up against, but I feel like it's going to be Sevilla, in my opinion. It's going to be Sevilla that we come up against if we do get to the semis. And then in the final, it's probably going to be Inter Milan, because they've got they've got Leverkusen and Basel to potentially get through Inter Milan. I think they'll do that. So if we get to the final, I think Inter Milan will be waiting for us, and that will be a massive, massive game. But obviously we can't think too far ahead. It's enjoyable and it's interesting to do it, but in the context of just getting the job done, the players can't be looking ahead and can't be getting ahead of themselves. It's about doing the job in the game that's in front of them, playing the opponents that are in front of you and beating them. And I firmly believe we are going to beat Copenhagen. I'm confident that we're going to. We didn't play the best football really against Lask, and obviously we got the 2-1 win once we brought on Martial. Lingard got a goal for himself, to be fair, but I think if we were playing a better opponent than Lask, I think we would have lost that game, or even drawn the game maybe if we were lucky. But I think Lask just had no quality going forward. They had a lot of chances, but they really had no quality going forward. Defensively, I didn't think we were too bad. Obviously, the only goal we conceded was the brilliant long shot by one of their players. I can't remember who it was, but first time outside the box, a beautiful goal from that man. So yeah, I think for me, we have to be careful that we don't give Copenhagen easy chances, because I feel like they probably have a little bit more quality than this last team. But at the same time, I feel like we're probably going to play a stronger team than we did against Lask, and I think we'll have a very, very good chance of going through. We probably will go through, to be honest, and face either Wolves or Sevilla, and then it becomes a real test, because our record against Sevilla is shocking. It really is shocking, our record against Sevilla, and Wolves as well. Our record is pretty poor. So again, those are two kind of bogey teams if you look at it. Two teams that are going to be difficult to face, two teams that I don't want to face. So, but obviously, if you're going to win the Europa League, if you're going to win these big trophies, you've got to play teams that you don't want to face. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the game. If you're going to win something, you have to beat the teams that you don't want to face. Welcome to everyone that's joined, by the way. Welcome, Sifo. Thanks for joining. Even though you're not a United fan, you're always welcome, mate. Always welcome. He says, breaking news, English player spotted in England. Yeah, the Jadon Sancho rumours. I saw a lot of people going mental over Jadon Sancho. Some guy saying Sancho then. I think, was he like editor at BBC Sport or something, or former editor at BBC Sport, or something stupid like that. I don't know. I don't want to get too overexcited with the Jadon Sancho stuff. I just feel like, it's gone past the point of excitement. It's just like, it's not. I'm not bored. It's just kind of meh. Like, can we just get it done? Can we just get this over the line? I feel like it will get over the line at some stage. A decision will be made soon, I believe. I feel like something will give in this deal soon, whether that be us pulling out of the deal or whether that just be giving in to Dortmund's demands. But I think something will happen soon, hopefully. And if it doesn't, then I feel like maybe we should look at other options. I think even though I'd love to get Sancho, I think we do need to do more business other than Jadon Sancho if we are to progress next season. Yes, if we bring in Sancho, it would be a big signing. I think our forward line would get stronger because of it, and we probably score more goals on average with Sancho and having the ability to rotate a Greenwood or a Rashford or a Martial. But if we only sign Sancho and don't strengthen anywhere else, it could be difficult to progress next season. It really could. So we've got to think about that. We have to think about that. But yeah, let's see. United Hub says, oh, sorry, just scroll up. Yeah, guys, keep getting your thoughts in. on the game. I'll be giving my match lineup and prediction as well, because as I said, I'm not going to be live for too long, to be honest, tonight. I'm not going to be live for that long, so unfortunately there'll be no call-ins tonight, which I apologise for. I love doing call-ins with you guys. I love getting your thoughts across and your thoughts and opinions on what I'm saying, but unfortunately tonight I just can't do it. Let's see. United Hub said Harry Maguire needs to be rested in this game. Mengi and Lindelof at the back. Yeah, to be fair, Harry Maguire seems to think he's played like 50 odd games this season, which is ridiculous. Although to be fair, for £80 million, you would expect that sort of mileage out of a Harry Maguire. So I'm not surprised. I don't think he's surprised that he's played this many games. But I feel like Solskjaer will probably just keep him in the team because he's captain. And I think for me, Harry Maguire is someone who has been, decent this season, and I think hasn't done too badly, contrary to what people are saying. Yes, he's made a few mistakes, but I think Harry Maguire has been one of our better players. And I think making him captain hasn't seemed to affect his performance too much, but some people are saying maybe it was too much pressure. Maybe it was too much pressure to put him in at such short notice, but I think he's taken to it really well. And for him, to see him win a trophy in his first season would just really vindicate his decision to move from Leicester. And you can argue the fact that we got Champions League ahead of Leicester was vindication enough, but if he comes and wins his first trophy in his footballing career, that would be so good, so good for him, and so good for United as well. But yeah, I'd probably start Harry Maguire, mate. I think Solskjaer will start Harry Maguire, to be honest with you. So who knows? But one person I do know is starting is Brandon Williams. Obviously, in the press conference for the last game, Jesse Lingard was the player that accompanied Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and then Lingard started. So for me, Brandon Williams is a dead cert starter. And to be honest with you, that's not really news considering Shaw's out for the remainder of the season. And who else are we going to play? Tuanzebe. I mean, it's pretty conclusive evidence that Brandon Williams is going to be our starting fullback at left back for the remainder of the season. And good luck to him. Hopefully he doesn't get any injuries, and hopefully he improves his game, because especially when you get into these later rounds, you can't afford to be making any of those mistakes that he was making against the likes of Chelsea and other teams that we've fallen to this season. So for me, Brandon Williams has to step up. He's only 19, but still, I'd love to see him step up if he can, and just do the job for us at left back. But I think in terms of our strongest 11, I think our strongest 11 on form is the best in the competition remaining. I don't think there's any 11 in the competition which beats our strongest 11 when we're on form. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm talking bollocks, please let me know. But I don't think there's any team left in the Europa League on form where our strongest 11 gets beaten. But let me know if I'm talking rubbish, please. Okay, a lot of people are talking about Sancho, of course. That is the main news. And if there is any news on Sancho tomorrow, I will be going live. And I'll probably be taking calls then. So if there is any news on Sancho, please do feel free to enlighten me. And I might go live and discuss it. But yeah, Daz, thanks for joining, by the way, Daz. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Daz's Football Stand if you haven't already. Really good stuff on there, but I'm not taking calls tonight. I'm not going to be live for too much longer, probably, because I'm actually supposed to be doing something else. I should actually be on a call with my family right now, but I decided to do this stream for you guys just quickly because I didn't do a Europa League stream. I didn't do a stream to review the last game. The video I did got corrupted somehow, so I wasn't able to put it out, and obviously Daz knows all about that. But yeah, I decided, you know what, I need to get a preview out for this game. And also, as well, as I said before, there is a new thumbnail, so please do let us know what you think about it. United Hub designed everything about the thumbnail, so make sure you direct all the feedback to him. But yeah, as well, if you haven't already, please do leave a like. It really does mean a lot. But I'm going to give my score prediction and starting 11 prediction as well. Kasim says Rash hat-trick incoming. Ooh, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think Rashford wouldn't mind that at all. I'm not sure whether Rashford's going to play. I think Solskjaer will look to play a stronger 11 than he did against Leicester, because obviously this is a straight shootout. This is just a knockout tie. I mean, the competition, let's face it, is basically a World Cup. It's basically a Europa League World Cup. So I think Solskjaer will look to go strong in the remainder of these games. I think he might keep some players back, but I think mostly it'll be our strongest 11 for these last 3 games, if indeed we do get to the final, which fingers crossed we do. And I think we will. I think we will get to the final. I am confident for some reason. Usually that's a bad sign when Manchester United fans get confident going into these games. But for me, I just think our strongest 11, if we play to the best of our ability, we've had a bit of rest now, and everyone with Bruno Fernandes in the squad knows how well we can play. If everyone keeps that confidence with Bruno Fernandes at full fitness and everyone doing their part, I think we can win the Europa League. I really, really do. I think we're probably the favourites, if you think about it. But hopefully we don't get any injuries. Hopefully it's plain sailing and we can just do our job tomorrow. That's the main thing. Footy Lives is Kieran, mate. I'd happily come on whenever and update you and chat on Sancho and other deals for anyone else who is interested. Yeah, that'll be great, man. Definitely get you back on for any sort of transfer news. Obviously, you might have an insider scoop as well. So, yeah, I'll definitely get you back on, mate. No problem at all. But yeah, United Hub says the deal is ongoing and talks will continue, but no updates on positive and negative talks. Everyone be patient. United take a long time to do deals. This happened with Maguire and Bruno. Yeah, well, with both Maguire and Bruno, what seemed to be happening was Manchester United was saying, no, we're not going to pay what you want. We're not going to pay what you want. They're going, all right, well, we're not changing what we want to pay. And United going, okay, how about this? They're going, no. And they go, okay, how about this? And they go, no. And Man United go, okay, we'll pay what you want in the end. And it's a bit frustrating for fans because you just think, why didn't you pay the original fee? We understand you have to haggle. That's the whole part of transfer business is haggling, trying to get a better price. But if you're just going to end up paying the original price in the first place, it does feel like a little bit of a waste of time. But you've got to try it because Man United have been routinely screwed over in the transfer market by clubs and will continue to do so for the foreseeable future because they know we've got money. They know we've got money to spend. Why not add on an extra 10, 15 million to the player's worth? Because Manchester United are coming in for him. You see other clubs, you see Man City bagging players like Fernand Torres for like 20 odd million. If we came in for him, I reckon he'd be priced at about 40, 50 million. No question about that. No question about that. So, for me, I think Man United have always been screwed over and we always seem to pay the high fee. As Sifo said, he's absolutely right. Coming from a rival fan's point of view, he's absolutely right. I don't think any Manchester United fans would disagree with you, Sifo. I don't think any Man United fans would because we do need someone who's a good negotiator. I feel like in the end, Ed Woodward and the other guys around him are doing the negotiating. And yes, we have been able to bring in some decent players like Bruno Fernandes, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka, these guys. Daniel James, of course. We've been able to bring some quality players to Old Trafford. But it's all about getting the right players at the right time and getting players that want to play for the club. Not just players that are going to be there and want to pick up a wage. Because a lot of players like Di Maria, Memphis, all these people just kind of came to Manchester United for the bright lights and just wanted to pick up a wage because they saw the 3 noughts at the end of their paycheck. That's basically it. They saw 3 noughts at the end of their paycheck and that was it. So, yeah, for me, I think we need to be a bit wary about that. We need to be a bit wary about players who want to come for the money and players and players who are just wanting to come because they love the club and actually want to play for the club. And I think that's where Solskjaer is going completely right with his transfer strategy. Is he's going with the players that want to win things, want to play for Manchester United and give their all for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes has been the perfect signing because he gives his all for this club. There is never a performance where, yes, there's some performance where you think, it's not had a great performance today. But in every single game, he works his arse off in every game. And yes, you want a player that's more than just a workhorse. But it's great to see as a fan someone who just works their bollocks off every single game, fights for everything. And even if it doesn't come off for them, even if they have a bad night, you still think he was one of the most hard-working players on that pitch. And that's great to see. And if every single player can have that, then you can have a good team. But anyway, speaking of the team, I'm going to give my team prediction for this game. And to be honest with you, I think there'll be a few changes from the last game. As I said, I think he'll probably go similar to full strength. I reckon we'll see Sergio Romero in goal. I think we'll probably see Wan-Bissaka at right back. I think Maguire will play, but I think Bailly will play alongside Harry Maguire. I think we'll see Brandon Williams at left back. And then I think in the midfield, he might bring Bruno Fernandes back into the team. I think we will see Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba back as the partnership in this team. But we might not see Matic. I think McTominay might keep his place because I don't think McTominay did too badly against Lask. So for me, Ollie might see that and go, you know what, we'll let McTominay keep his place in this team. So McTominay, Pogba and Fernandes. And then I think he might rest one of the front three, but I think we'll see Greenwood, Martial and Daniel James in that front three. For me, that's how I see it. Let me know your thoughts on how, if I'm talking absolute rubbish, or if you think, you know what, Kieran, you're onto something here, mate. You're onto something. Let me know your thoughts, because I'm not sure. I just think he won't go absolute full strength, but I definitely think he'll go close to full strength, because this is a knockout. You know, you never know what's going to happen. It's all about who turns up on the day. If we saw against Chelsea, we weakened our team and we got beat. We got battered in that game. We barely created anything. And that's what FA Cup and just general knockout ties can do. One game knockout, finals, everything. You know, it's all about who turns up on the day, who's the team that wants it more, who has the better quality, and who takes their chances in the pivotal moments. And obviously, if you've got your best strength side out, there's more of a chance you're going to go through, because there's more of a chance you're going to take those moments, and you've got more confidence. If you've got a team that, you know, isn't if you've got a team that isn't performing well together, and, you know, hasn't really performed well at all, and hasn't really performed together, you know, at any time in the season, how do you expect them to go out in a final and do a job for you? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So for me, I think he's probably going to go fairly full strength. But we'll see. Sifo said, do you think Sancho really wants to play for United, or do you think he's coming to you guys to spite City? If that is the case, I wouldn't sign a player like that. To be honest with you, I think you're 100% right that if Sancho is coming to you to spite City, coming to us to spite City, then I think we shouldn't have him, because we want someone who wants to come because he wants to play for Manchester United, to improve himself and win things at Manchester United, not just because, you know, he wants to get one over on his ex. You know what I mean? Like, you want someone to be with you because they love you, not because they want to make their ex jealous. You know what I mean? So for me, Jadon Sancho, if that is true, which I mean, I don't personally think that's true. I think he knows that Manchester United at this moment in time of what we're building is a little bit of a step up, and maybe he feels like it's the right time to come back to England. I think he was getting offers seasons ago, but he didn't want to come. But I think now he maybe thinks it's the right time, and maybe this is right as well. Let's not underestimate the power of money in these dealings. So, yeah, listen, I would love to see Jadon Sancho play for Manchester United and give his all for Manchester United, because he wants to be here. And hopefully he does, and I think he does. Yana Hub says, also think of this, Ollie can't control transfers, and we can't take this out on him, saying the deal ain't done. He wants a player, and Ed Woodward should work faster and stop being a hardball negotiator. Well, Manchester United have always been hardball negotiators, always, in every single deal. The Harry Maguire deal is the biggest example in the last few years. Leicester said, we're not going to sell him for anything under 80 million. We said, how about 60? They said no. And we were like, okay, how about 65? They said, bugger off. We said, okay, 70. They were like, no. And then Edward was like, okay, fine, we'll pay 80. And, I mean, you look at that and you think, that is a pointless negotiation. That is a pointless negotiation. And I think this is what's going to happen with the Sancho deal. Either we're going to pay what Dortmund want and on their terms, or we're going to forget Sancho and go for someone else. Who that is, I've got no idea. And if we do get past this deadline and it's reported that we've dropped out of the deal for Sancho, then I might have to do a stream on different potential targets that we're going to go for. But if we do put in a bid for him, I think the bid will be very close or even match the bid that Dortmund will want for Jadon Sancho. So I think that's how it's going to go. Either United are going to pay exactly what Dortmund want, or we're going to go out of the negotiation. I don't see Dortmund crumbling for our demands, because no club ever does. And also, Dortmund know the value of Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, because it's one thing the value that they hold for him at Dortmund, but they know that if he comes to us, it's not just what he can do on the pitch, it's his market value, it's the way he can be sold with shirts and all the merchandise, all that sort of stuff. Absolute fortune to Manchester United. So for me, that is something we've got to be wary of as well. We've got to be wary of that. Apparently they're serious about the deadline. I don't know. Look, listen, to be honest with you, I've kind of stopped following rigorously like transfer speculation and that. All I'm doing is just waiting for him to be holding the shirt, to be honest. Yes, if there's any sort of breaking substantial news, I will talk about it because that's the nature of this channel. But I'm not going to be sitting here going, oh, this journalist said this journalist said this, because it just becomes a complete clown show. It becomes a complete circus of, oh, well, Romano said this, but Duncan Castle said this, and, DiMarzio said this, but Simon Stone said that. It's like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to get all worked up about it. So for me, it's just about where the player's holding the shirt at the end of the transfer window. Whether his name is in our squad list before the start of the season. That's all that matters. That is all that matters to me. But yeah, I'm going to give my score prediction, guys, and I'm probably going to end it very, very soon. So if you're watching live right now, if you're watching as a video as well, if you've got this far, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Get your score predictions for the game in right now, and I want to see what you guys have to say. And then also any other predictions or questions or any other things you want to ask me in the comment section below, please do feel free to do that, and I will be replying to all of you guys. So please make sure you do that, and like if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you are new. But my score prediction for the game, I think it's not going to be an easy game, but I think an early goal for United really will settle the nerves. And I just think with our strongest team, I don't think Copenhagen will be able to live with us. I think it'll be a difficult game in parts. I think Copenhagen will know that they've got nothing to lose. If they lose to us, then it's kind of expected. If they win, it's a massive, massive win. Probably one of their biggest European nights. So for me, I think we're going to get the job done. I think it's going to be a 3-1 victory to Manchester United. I think Martial and Rashford will both get on the score sheet, and maybe even Mason Greenwood if he's playing. I think Mason Greenwood is the kind of guy who turns up in these Europa League ties and gets goals. So Mason Greenwood for me, Mason Gunwood getting on the score sheet in a 3-1 win. I think Copenhagen might just score, but who knows? Who knows? But my score prediction is 3-1. Greenwood definitely gets on the score sheet if he plays. Martial as well, definitely gets on the score sheet. And then I said Rashford, but I don't really know, to be honest, guys. I really don't. It's hard to predict the scores, if you know what I mean. United Hub goes for 2-0. Sinfo goes for 1-0 Copenhagen. I thought you'd say that, Sinfo. I thought you might go for that, to be fair, mate. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in the slightest, mate. But you never know in these knockout ties. You just never know. It's all about, as I said, the team that wants it on the day, the team that takes their chances and is defensively resolute enough, wins the tie. And it's not about on paper. These sort of games are never played on paper. Look at Arsenal. They win FA Cups even after finishing 8th in the Premier League season and being overall abysmal overall in the season. So these competitions are not about who's the best team in the competition. It's about taking your chances, taking those moments, those big moments in games. And it's all about that. It's all about margins. It's small margins, but that's what it is in knockouts. Very, very small margins. Sifo says, now I'm trolling there, 1-1 and you guys will take it on pens. Mate, I would not want this to go to pens. Christ, if this goes to pens, I don't think I'll be able to live with it. I don't think I'll be able to cope. Our record on penalties is shocking, unless it's in pre-season. We're brilliant at penalties in pre-season. When it comes to actually, when it comes to actual competition, we got knocked out to Derby, knocked out to Sunderland, knocked out to Borough. You know, when it comes to actual competition where we need to win, we mess it up. We mess it up. We bottle it. So I really hope, and I'm going to be honest, if I really hope it doesn't go to penalties. But if we do win, then it doesn't matter, to be fair. Kieran, check the thing I said. Think of this. Let me just see. What did you say? Okay, so United says, also think of this, Ole can't control transfers and we can't take this out on him saying the deal ain't done. He wants a player and Ed Woodward should work faster and stop being a hardball negotiator. As I said, I think I might have replied to that before, but as I said, you know, oh no, think of this, United agree a fee, but don't tell anyone tonight and keep from press and say talks are ongoing. That sort of thing happens all the time. It happens all the time, mate. It really, really does. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? Who knows? I think deals have been announced out of the blue before, but big money deals like this, I don't know. I don't know. Listen, you could be right, but this is the whole point. No one knows. No one truly knows what is going on in terms of the transfers at Manchester United. No one has ever known what is going on. It used to be, even when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, Berbatov was announced like overnight on transfer deadline day, and everyone just woke up to the new signing. No one even knew. Falcao. Like, this is the sort of thing. Transfers and deals can happen when no one's expecting it. The Odi Nagalo thing. Who expected we were going to sign Odi Nagalo until it got like announced straight away, basically? Footy Live says, I will say this, if Man United sign Sancho, fans don't expect Man United to sign anyone with a big price tag. I agree. I think if we sign Sancho with 100 million, I don't see us bringing in anyone else. I think if we were to leave Sancho, you could probably see maybe 2 players coming in of 50, 60 million type quality. But I agree. I totally agree with what you're saying. If we bring in Sancho, especially in these sort of times with the coronavirus pandemic, there is no way I see us bringing in someone who's over 50 million. I don't see it. But who knows? Maybe they're going to spend big. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. As I said, I do apologise. It's not one of the longest streams that you're used to seeing on the channel. But they will be back in no time. Don't worry about that. After the game tomorrow, we'll be giving my thoughts live. So make sure you tune in and hit that bell notification if you haven't already to be notified when that goes live. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hopefully, we'll get through to the semi-final of the Europa League tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.